Sometimes when the keeper approaches it, it will come close to this keeper, so it knows how to get along with people. Since it's the first birthday, do you have any plan? I see many people come here. We had thorough preparation. We have invited some kids from primary and secondary schools. We hope that they could have first-hand experience about how those baby elephant grows up. And we would encourage the young kids to learn how to protect such elephants. We also prepared some fruits and cakes that this baby elephant really prefers. This baby elephant is very shy. It's hiding behind its mother. Yes, actually, its mother is very shy in front of people. What are these keepers doing? They are measuring the size of this elephant? Yes. The height of this elephant, we have to have a very detailed measurement about each individual elephant. For example, we would measure the size of the feet to get the final answer about the height of this elephant. We have such an equation to get to that conclusion. We also have to weigh the weight of this elephant, because for wild elephant, when they get sick, when we feed them the medicines, we have to know the actual dosage of such medicine. So it's based on the weight. And usually such an equation of guessing the height of elephant based on the feet size starts from the mothers. We measure the size of the feet to get the weight of its mother, and accordingly we could have a guess at the annual gained weight of the baby elephant. What is the weight of the baby elephant every year? We could have an assumption based on the weight of the mother. Also, we want to teach the young kids how do we work? How do we weigh the elephants? There are a lot of details. According to my knowledge, today we have some science promotion activity for those public, because usually those elephants would not enter such an environment with so many people surrounding it. They usually live and enjoy their lives in the wild, yes. They have to get accustomed to an environment that they could get a lot of their favorable food. If our elephant weighs 3 tons, then every day they have to be fed with the food at about 180 jin. For human beings, if you weigh like 70 to 80 kilos, then it's like you or me, we will have to be fed on a certain amount of food as well. Some plantations, like sugarcane or corn, those are the favorites of the elephants. And they could be fed with about 150 varieties of food. You could see our feeders are measuring the height, the weight. Usually we multiply the 18 with the chest circumference of the elephant to get the weight. We will get the statistics later on. Are you progressing well with this data? We're almost there. What are they measuring? They are measuring the chest circumference. It's 301. How about our camera moves closer at those statistics? Please zoom in. You could see we have 3 parameters. For example, we will measure the net height the feet circumference and also the chest circumference. Even though there may be some errors included, it's basically right because we have years of experience to get to that statistics. For example, the chest circumference is about 301. Then multiply that figure by about 18, you would guess the weight. Our elephants will have to join the party later on. So let's move to the other part and have a closer look at the other side. We had about 18 celebrations for those elephants. We would do every bit we can for those elephants. Have they finished their measurement? I think so. Let's move this way to look at those boards. Since it's its first birthday, there will be some rescue reminders to be posted here. Those elephants are quite strong. They're not easily beaten. For example, as has been shown on the photos, this elephant is walking in the wild, and it could make its own bed, like those straws laid on the ground, and in the evening it can go out looking for food, so it has strong survival capabilities. It says that in 2011, we found this baby elephant, and then we rescue it with our help. It says that in 2015, in May, we found this baby elephant, and it took us about 2 months to get it transferred to this location. It's about 60 kilometers away. We have been observing how this elephant get accustomed and integrated into this local group of elephants, how they get along with each other. In the beginning, this baby elephant is only 8 months old. It drinks water, and the other members of this group usually didn't get along well with this newfound baby elephant. Then there used to be some parasites to be found on the bodies of those newly found elephants. So we made a lot of preparations for this baby elephant. Now it has been used to its life here. You could see how our breeders will take those elephants to the forest for more training, and they grow. So now, basically, with the cultivation and the caring of our breeders and the father elephant of this group, this baby elephant is having a good life here. So those older elephants would take these newly found elephants to the forest to find something ingrained in its DNA. They would know how to live in such a forest environment. This is another story about a celebrity elephant. We call it Yangniu because it was found in the year of the goat. So we call it the goat elephant. And it was also in 2015. And also we fed this elephant with the milk from the goats. And we gave this elephant this name because we think if the name is not very fancy, then it's easier for the elephant to survive. It already grows to the weight of 760 g, so it grows by 10 times more when the first day we found it. This baby elephant learned some living skills from the mother elephant. Of course, this baby elephant, which enjoys the caring of a mother elephant, will differ a lot from a baby elephant without the mother. It would have stronger skills of survival. For example, eating the grasses or plantations in the wild. They are much stronger. We had grown more experienced saving and rescuing those elephants. After 2 weeks since the baby elephant was given birth, we had actually broken the record about the survival rate in our rescue history. We hope that those baby elephants could have higher rates of survival. We also want to achieve something for the young elephant to grow to 10 years old. Those are the people that we call the father elephants because they really care for those elephants when they were very young. All of those elephants in those photos survive and grow because of the caring from those fathers. They are living happily. One pity is that this elephant has lost sight in his right eye, so it really depends on the caring for those fathers. Those fathers are really like the unknown heroes. Of course, for the elephants, we will keep up this good work. So you call them the so-called father elephants, yes. Could you introduce to us more about those functionalities of those fathers? They would firstly be part of the rescue team, and they know something about the habits and the personalities of the elephants, so they would go through some rounds of training to learn how to rescue and to save the lives of those young elephants. You could see in this photo, we are transferring this newly found baby elephant. And here is one photo that the fathers are operating on the wounded elephants. So when the rescued elephants come to our family, we will arrange 1 to 2 fathers to take care of these newly joining elephants. And every day, they would also be responsible for the lives of those elephants on a daily basis. According to the plan, they also have to train those rescued elephants. Usually, the information about those elephants are returned to us from those fathers. For example, whether this one elephant has diarrhea, whether this one elephant is eating as usual, all of those information are coming from those fathers. They are the caretakers of those elephants. So this is the logo of the center. It's called the Asian Elephant Breeding and Rescue Center. Yes, our center is one of the 6 of the peers at national level. We are taking care of 15 varieties, including 13 Asian elephants. 10 already successfully rescued, and 3 other Asian elephants are being bred. So it says this center is the largest Asian elephant breeding and rescue center in China. Since 2008, when this center was firstly found, we have saved about 21 elephants at different sizes in 18 such campaigns. Sometimes those elephants were given up because they are sick or they get infected. We save them afterwards. We also have some unknown heroes. Those are the stories. We established a protection team in 2005 already, and those team members were really responsible for collecting the first-hand information about those elephants, like how many baby elephants or grown-up elephants are there in this location. And those latest information must be returned back to our center from those team members. Then they worked around the clock, 24/7, right? Yes, they are very busy. They are very hardworking from 7 o'clock in the morning to 6 p.m. because daylight is very important for their work. If at the nighttime we would send out those UAVs to work on behalf of those people, we have to guarantee security of their surveillance and observation. They would have to have some visual identification of those elephants and full-time observation. Like I said, we have saved in total 21 elephants. This photo shows one of the examples. This baby elephant was very young when we found it. This photo is in Laos. When we found this baby elephant, its mother already died. You could see how this baby elephant is staying with its mother. And it's also back to 2005. Regrettably, after 4 years old, this baby elephant also had some immunological disease, and we failed to rescue this baby elephant at 4 years old. This is another example. It's a very handsome Asian elephant. We call it Kunliu, with very beautiful teeth. This elephant was thrown from the top of the slope at the height of 80 meters when it's fighting with another male elephant when they want to mate with a female elephant. And his right eye was injured, you could see on the photo. And this is a photo that this elephant is taking injections. We thought about a lot of measures to have injections with this elephant. How do you handle the injections? We have to find the arteries of the elephant. I have once touched the skin of the elephant. It's very tough. So your needles must be very professional. Yes, we need very professional and big syringes. Sometimes we have to weigh the weight of those elephants because we have to determine the right dosage for those elephants when they have to get injected. Those are also some live photos about those baby elephants. This one, a story in 2016. An elephant accidentally fell into this pool. Because of the height of this pool, this young elephant also got injured. And this baby elephant's sisters followed suit. And those several elephants were trapped in this pool. So our local agency took a lot of measures. For example, harnessing the helicopters and excavators. It took us about a dozen of hours to totally dismantle this pool and get the elephants out of this pool. And finally, this elephant, together with its mother, could walk freely. That was a very successful case of rescue. So we have to go case by case when we rescue the elephants. For example, if this one elephant is totally capable of living in the wild, we will give it back to the wild. But if this elephant requires further treatment, then we will take it back to the rescue center for further caring and treatment. For example, for this elephant, we treat it for about 50 hours. This is another example, also in 2005. You could see the wound on the elephant. How did it happen? It walked on a steel structure. This structure was actually a trap for the swines, and it accidentally walked into this trap. So after our agency people found this elephant, we gave timely rescue and treatment. There are a lot of such interesting and warming stories. We will have to timely send those medicines to those elephants. But sometimes they were reluctant to take it, so we will put the pills or medicine in bananas and other food. But these elephants are quite clever. They may discover the pills in the banana. So on the second day of our administration of drugs, they may choose to refuse the banana. They may choose to break it down into different pieces to find something in it. This is William. William noticed how the Chinese government and the local agency have contributed to the protection of elephants. So he came here and he approached this one elephant. He was very happy because he felt that the elephants are quite cute, and he really spoke highly of our achievements. Are you actually a doctor for those elephants? Yes. In your opinion, over the past years, what impressed you the most about the rescue? Personally, I really was impressed with the elephant called Xiaoqiang because it lives in the wild for 8 months without the caring of mother. In the beginning, it was very shy from people. In the evening, when we want to care for it and rescue it, we switched on our flashlight, and it runs away when it saw the light. So on the second night, we switched off all of those lights, including cell phones, in order to approach this elephant. And when we rescued this elephant, since it's very small, like several hundred jin, we used a vehicle to fight for the time of rescue and transferred this elephant to the next treatment center. So it was a very poor elephant. But of course, elephants like Yangniu, they were the most difficult elephants to be rescued. So for Xiaoqiang, it's more like a psychological impression. For the others, the difficulties lie in some technical problems in the rescue process. Yes. The reason why we call this first elephant Xiaoqiang is that we hope it could be very strong one day. Now let's have a look at the cake for Xishuang baby elephant. Our workers are preparing for the cake. Then Xishuang baby elephant could have a taste of this cake. We have so many visitors in this wild elephant valley today. Yes, we welcome more visitors to come and enjoy this site. We hope more people could get involved in the protection of Asian elephants. You could see the cake. There are different fruits like watermelon, the carrots. They are very appealing to the elephant. Of course, our elephants mostly are fed on the grasses and the herbs. And for those fruits and vegetables, they are like the desserts for the elephants. Let's have a closer look. Those are all fruits and vegetables. What is this? This is like the staples for the elephants. They are a type of herbs. Every day, the major food for those elephants are this type of grasses. And sometimes they have to be fed with carrots in order to have some vegetables and vitamins. You could see that our volunteers, our young volunteers, really give their hearts to the preparation of the cake. They painted some shapes into those fruits, like this is a shape of an elephant. Yes, this is indeed how we want to promote the education about elephant protection to those young kids, because such a job has to start from young kids, from everyone around us. They're preparing a hat, right, for the elephant? Yes. It's like a crown. We hope that this elephant could grow in an atmosphere of dignity and honor. Is Xishuang playing by itself right now? This is the crown. Who made this? Could you raise up your hand? Let's have a look at this crown. It's painted with an elephant and the name of this baby elephant. We have painting all over this crown. It's handmade crown. When will this cake be presented to this elephant? At 2:30. And I also want to introduce about the name of Xishuang baby elephant. It's a female elephant. And Xishuang, Yi, and Shuang represents the memories of Xishuangbanna. So I hope that this baby elephant could always be healthy whenever it thinks back about the past memories. Now let's move this way. The cake is gonna be presented to this baby elephant. It really is looking forward to this cake. It's very nutritious. We would put a lot of herbs and fruits into this cake. And in China, usually those Asian elephants are living very happily I could see that the elephant is walking, is wandering around. Is Yishuang together with its mother? Yes, the mother. If the mother is not around, then it would run happily to the aunt. And it looks quite similar to its aunt because his mother is very tall. It's 2 meters already, but it's smaller. Actually, to use a buzzword, its mother is very good looking because of the long legs. And we, in the beginning, sent our fathers to take care of the baby elephant in case of any problems. We would also ask the mother to stay away from Yishuang because it's too tall and too big for the baby elephant. We feared it may injure the baby elephant accidentally. Every day, I would have a visit to Yishuang, and they would run in the wildlife, and also it would run very happily with its aunt. You could see how this baby elephant is spending time happily with its aunt and the father. It's not fearing people anymore. So those two are the fathers of Yishuang, yes. You could see that Yishuang sees its aunt curling its nose to take in the grasses, and Yishuang would imitate that maneuver. And after several months, Yishuang would learn that this grass is edible. This is a kind of communication between the elephants. Now the cake is approaching Yishuang, yes. So one exciting moment at last. The party is gonna come to the climax. You could see that the mother and the aunt are also quite excited. The mother is fixating its eyes on the cake. It seems more excited than Yishuang. When will the elephants have the cake? Very soon. So one final moment, a big moment, because everyone is looking forward. And Yishuang's mother is more eager. I think all it's thinking about now is fruits and fruits, not grasses underneath anymore. It's the birthday of its baby, and it's also a miserable day for the mother 1 year ago. It's also a memorable day for the mother as well. Without it, there will be no Yishuang. Still, if you look at the sizes of the two elephants, it's a big difference. And Yishuang would instinctively walk closer to the mother and hide underneath its mother. That's the instinct. And usually the mother elephant would protect the baby elephant in the wild whenever something seems to be approaching. Now we are very close to the baby elephant. It's about 2 meters distance. Could you please introduce to us that in the wild, if we suddenly meet such an Asian elephant, how can we protect ourselves? Usually the safe distance is like beyond 200 meters. But if there is an emergency or some unique cases, like we are actually toiling in the farmland and this elephant walks into this farmland, then the best way for us is to run towards the opposite direction. The faster, the better. We could also choose to jump into the water. If there is no time for us to run, then in the forest we may also choose to climb up the trees. The higher, the better. If we got tripped by something, like the branches, those would be very dangerous situations. But anyway, we shall not stay very near to the elephants. Those are the survival notices for us in the wild. We shouldn't actually provoke those elephants, and also run as fast as you can, or jump into the water, or climb up the trees when you cannot stay away from those elephants. Also, another method is if you are wearing something like a backpack, you could throw it. Such a move will also win you some time of escaping. Baby elephant is very curious. Can I move closer to it for more interaction? You can. Hello, Yishuang. It learns a skill of eating grasses from its aunt and its mother. Hello, Yishuang. You could see it's very shy and timid. When someone is calling him, it would run towards its mother. So for elephants younger than 1 year old, we would have a stricter protection of it. And young elephants in one big family usually is the center. And usually in a family of elephants, the mother has the say. Because in the families of elephants, it's also a matriarchal society. And you could see the baby elephants are quite reliant on not only the mothers, but also the aunts, because it's a matriarchal society. For the male elephants, when they grow to the age like 10 years old, they would be chased away by those mothers or aunties. The cake is fully prepared, and the elephants are looking forward to the cake. They're turning their backs against the cakes. Yes, I think so. I think that's the way of how the elephants are controlling their eagerness. Now it's time. The mother is very high. When I was standing next to it, I seemed very small. Asian elephant is the largest mammals on Earth. Now the cake is here. Just because of the size of the Asian elephants, they eat more. People should not stand behind the elephants because the elephants are quite wary of anything behind them. Now it's the birthday song. Now the young kids are putting the crown on the baby elephant. It's still a little scared. It has never seen such a crown before. Still scary. Yes. Because those things are the first time for the baby elephant after all. Of course, it's the first birthday. Our volunteers are quite considerate preparing such a crown for it. But this baby elephant would firstly be afraid, and then it would quickly get accustomed to this hat. For example, getting the safe signal from its mother. Okay, let's leave behind this hat, if it's still very scared of it. Now it's time for sharing cake. Let's just leave it here. Maybe on top of the cake. No cake time.
生日宴会分蛋糕开始喽。
The party begins.
按道理是Yishuang先吃啊，他的生日，但是看来他妈妈还。
Yishuang should have the first bite, but the mother is more anxious. It took the first bite, and Yishuang didn't dare to make a move towards the cake. It's also taking hints from the mother and the auntie. It's after all very young. So the varieties of food it once eat was quite limited, and it would follow the examples of the mother. If they are eating something, the baby elephant would follow. Elephants are quite clever animal. Yes, for a grown-up elephant, it could have an IQ like a 5-year-old human being. It is also very smart for taking use of tools in order to access the food. We are seeing so many fruits. But usually, for elephants, it would eat as many as 200 genes of those fruits. So such a small amount of fruits is just like a dessert. Because for a grown-up elephant, it weighs like 2,300 kilos, so such a table of fruits is nothing. Could you give us more science knowledge about Asian elephants? I was told that Asian elephants, and even elephants at large, usually are called the farmers of rainforests. Yes, in the rainforests, with a lot of coverage of forests, elephants would drink a lot of water, and then it would give out something back to this environment. For example, the feces, and such feces and dumpings would be the fertilizers for the forest. And also, when the feces are dried for a long time, there will be the insects. So, in that sense, I think elephants are really like the king of the forest because they also eat a lot. It's just been 2 minutes, but the fruits are almost finished. The baby elephant is slower than the mother in eating. If it's the grasses, can Yishuang taste the grasses? Usually, the baby elephant would prefer fruits in front of the grassiness. And if the mother or the aunt take the first bite at the grasses, then the baby elephant would also eat those grasses. After 2 years old, the elephants would be fully capable of eating like a grown-up. You also just now told me like a young new elephant without the caring of a mother. So will young new eat the grasses at the same age of Yishuang or the fruits? Usually the baby with the caring of a mother like Yishuang can eat fruits and grasses at 5 months old. But now for young new without the caring of a mother, it would eat a smaller amount of food, like only 10 to 20 jin. we would step in to care for the elephants, like warming it up or giving some food and training it. We have to take the young elephants into the forest for more activities. We truly want to give the skills of such living and surviving in the wild to the baby elephants. Young Niu, of course, will not be so skillful compared to Yishuang. According to my knowledge, in recent years in China, the number of Asian elephants is climbing up because of the efforts made by the breeding and rescue center. Is that so? Yes. It's my 18th year of engaging with the Asian elephant. In the beginning, I could very seldomly saw the occurrence of Asian elephants, but now the number of Asian elephants is really going up. And around Spring Festival, according to the latest information, the newly given birth elephants is about 7 to 8, and the total number is up to about 70 to 80. And because of the increasing participation of the civilians in the protection and rescue campaign, I think the number of Asian elephants will go higher. In China, in total, the number is about 300. But based on the fertility rates of the baby elephants, I think we will have a very positive outlook. Usually, the baby elephant has to stay in the tummies of the mother elephant, for about 18 months or more. So it's like 2 years of pregnancy. And then, the first 2 years of the baby elephant are more vulnerable. So for one Asian elephant, I think in its lifetime, it can only give birth to like 5 baby elephants, 5 times of pregnancies. What is the elephant eating right now? It's eating the straws of the banana plantain. And the banana plantain has a lot of nutrition. Yishuang is very small. The cake is mostly eaten by its mother and auntie. And now it's eating the banana plantain together with the 2 grown-ups. Please take that plastic rope away. So in our daily caring, we have to be very careful. If the grasses are too long or too hard, we will have to chop it in case there is any intestinal disease of those elephants. Now let's look at the young volunteers. The young volunteers are looking intently at those elephants. Yes, it's quite a rare opportunity for the young kids to stay so near to the elephants. That's what our protection is aiming at. We hope more young kids could stay very near and have a very close look at these elephants. The actions of protecting elephants have to be carried on, and it has to start from the details and from everyone. Then in the future, we will have more elephants. Elephants living in one ecosystem is like a guardian of this ecosystem. Yishuang seems to be taking food from the mouth of its mother. Yes, it's very naughty. The mother is eating very fast, so the baby elephant would think, why not taking the food directly from the mother? And the auntie is viewing Yishuang as its child. So it's a very lovely animal, even though I didn't give birth to this baby elephant. But since I've been living with this baby for a long time, so I don't care if you take food from me. They have a very good relationship. Years ago, because of people's footprints, the coverage of Asian elephant is getting smaller. Could you share with us about more data about the coverage of elephants? Globally, for the wild Asian elephants, the total number is about 50,000 or something like that. In China, we have about 300. It's not as large as 1/7 of our pandas. Globally, we have 100, but only 40,000 is wild Asian elephants, so it requires more nations to work together to protect this elephant. Then in the future, we will have a rising number. You said in China we have 300 wild Asian elephants. Where are they living? Mainly in Xishuangbanna, Pu'er, and Linchang in Yunnan province, mostly in Xishuangbanna. But since those Asian elephants need a very large space of living, so that's why they are living in those 3 places, because of the large area. We have to do our utmost to protect the Asian elephants. I think in the future in China, we will also see more Asian elephants. In recent years, according to the fertility rate of the baby Asian elephants, we are convinced that the number will go up in the future. And also, this is the mating season for Asian elephants. According to the data from our observance, the fertility rate is positive. And those are the results of our protection efforts. The cake is almost finished. What is the next plan for this party? Our volunteers will post some of the best wishes on this wall. Let's see what those young kids are writing. Hello, what are you writing for the baby elephant? It's just that happy birthday, Yishuang. I hope you will live healthy. Thank you. A lot of wishes from our volunteers. Stay healthy, and even I love you. It says, I announce that I voluntarily join the team of protection. And also, Yishuang, happy birthday. I hope you are happy every day. How many volunteers are here today? 26. Since Yishuang is only 1 year old, we chose about 2 dozens of young kids who really love elephants. In the future, we will hire and invite more volunteers to be part of this action and activity. The cake is not there anymore. The fruits are basically eaten with nothing left. Elephants know that the fruits are healthy food for its growth. And we had very organic fruits starting from the planting link. And also we chose the local farmers to plant those fruits. And then we harvest those fruits specifically for the elephants. And this is also a revenue source for the local farmers. The baby elephant is very small. It cannot eat them all. It's about enough for the baby elephant, and it's waiting for the mother and the auntie to finish eating. The baby elephant can only eat something easier for digestion. Baby elephant is playing with the volunteers. Be careful. Why did you say that is very naughty? Will it interact with the fathers? Sometimes it directly kicks at you with its rear foot. You could see what it's doing right now. It's playing with the father. It knows exactly who it's playing with. It's the father, so it dares to kick its foot. So it's still very naughty, just like young kid. That's kind of a communication with the father. When the elephants get full, it will sleep for a lot of hours. It could directly lie down after eating, and with the caring of the mother and the owner, it will feel very safe, and it would directly lie down for more sleep. Every day, it could sleep like above 12 hours. This is the live broadcasting. I don't know if our viewers already have some understanding about the baby elephants. If there is no trading, there will be no killing of elephants. The ivories processed and sold right now is illegal behavior. So we really need to join hands together to protect the elephants. So that's all for our live broadcasting. I am Chen Zheng from CCTV. Why are they clapping hands? They are giving a certificate to the young volunteers. Okay, get it. So this is the end of our broadcasting. Thank you, Mr. Ball, for your introduction. And thank you for watching.